On the night of June 16 to 17, 2025, the Middle East witnessed a severe escalation as Israel launched extensive airstrikes on Iranian cities, including Tehran, Esfahan, and Kermanshah. While Israel claimed the targets were military facilities linked to Iran's Revolutionary Guard, reports confirmed significant damage to civilian infrastructure, including hospitals and public broadcasting offices. This assault, which resulted in civilian casualties, has raised questions about Israel's strategic objectives and the potential violation of international humanitarian law. As noted by Amnesty International, Iran retaliated with Operation True Promise 3, deploying hundreds of ballistic missiles and kamikaze drones targeting Israeli cities like Haifa, Gilat, and Tel Aviv. The strikes hit oil refineries, air bases, and intelligence facilities, exposing vulnerabilities in Israel's air defense systems, including the Iron Dome. The attacks caused significant economic disruption, psychological stress, and infrastructure damage in both nations, pushing the region toward a precarious brink. Israeli airstrikes on Iran. Targets. Israel claimed to target military sites but struck civilian areas, including IRIB Broadcasting Office in Kermanshah, killing 2 journalists, a civilian hospital, with Red Cross volunteers among the victims. Impact. Widespread power outages, overwhelmed hospitals, and mass displacement of civilians in major Iranian cities. International response. Amnesty International condemned the strikes as potential violations of humanitarian law. Iran's retaliatory Operation True Promise. 3. Targets. Oil refineries, air bases, intelligence headquarters, Unit 8200 in Gilat, and air defense facilities in Israel. Damage. Haifa. A fire at an oil refinery and gas depot killed 3 workers and destroyed fuel reserves. Tel Aviv. A military warehouse explosion caused secondary blasts, shattering civilian windows. Gilat. Destroyed hangars and communications antennas, revealing weaknesses in Israel's defenses. Tactics. Iran combined ballistic missiles, kamikaze drones, limited cyber attacks, and electronic warfare to bypass Israel's multi-layered defenses. Economic fallout. Ben Gurion Airport closed temporarily. International flights were disrupted, and tech companies suspended operations. Regional and global implications. The conflict risks spiraling into a broader regional war with global consequences. Allied involvement. Hezbollah in Lebanon and Shiite militias in Iraq and Syria have signaled readiness to join Iran if attacks persist. Iran could close the Strait of Hormuz, disrupting global energy supplies and triggering a recession. Superpower dynamics. Increased U.S. and NATO military presence raises the risk of direct confrontation. Russia and Europe could also be drawn in if the conflict escalates. Diplomatic efforts. Turkey and Saudi Arabia are attempting mediation but face challenges due to their delicate geopolitical positions. Civilian impact. Iran. Thousands fled cities, communication networks faltered, and hospitals struggled to cope. Israel. Residents face high tension, with many seeking shelter in bunkers or fleeing south. The psychological toll and economic disruptions are significant. This conflict is no longer a bilateral issue but a test of military technology, diplomatic resolve, and global narratives. Iran's ability to penetrate Israel's defenses with precision strikes signals a shift in regional power dynamics. Meanwhile, Israel's willingness to risk civilian lives to achieve military goals has drawn international scrutiny. The escalation highlights military vulnerabilities. Both nations expose weaknesses in their defense systems. Economic fragility. Disruptions in energy and tech sectors threaten regional stability. Global stakes. A failure to de-escalate could pull major powers into a broader conflict, potentially affecting the Red Sea, Persian Gulf, and beyond. The events of June 16 to 17, 2025 mark a dangerous new chapter in Middle East tensions. Without an immediate ceasefire, the conflict risks evolving into a regional or even global war. World leaders face a critical test: to broker peace or risk becoming spectators to a widening catastrophe. The line between regional and world war is thinning, and urgent diplomatic action is needed to prevent further devastation. Disclaimer: this analysis is presented for educational and informational purposes, based on verified facts and balanced perspectives. It adheres to principles of neutrality, avoiding hate speech, violence, or misinformation, and respects international human rights standards.